Yeah. Welcome back to Set Streets and Eats, guys. I'm Chris Bauer. Tim's back on the blog. We're on a boat. I don't know if you can tell this, but we're out in the port of Charleston, South Carolina, heading out to Fort Sumter, the fort that kicked off the Civil War.
Behind us is the Arthur G. Ravenel Jr. Bridge, and it connects Charleston to
it's a big
the city of Mount Pleasant.
Anyway, we're pretty excited. We're both history lovers, especially Civil War history, so we're going to go check out the fort that started it all. Hope you guys will join us. Let's travel.
I'm Chris Bauer, and I am an art slinger. I travel around the U.S. selling artwork at comic and anime conventions, and while I'm there, I like to check out cool sights, eat great food, and see all the places my favorite movies and TV shows are made. Welcome to Sets, Streets, and Eats.
So this is Fort Sumter. I'll turn away from the wind. So we are in the port of Charleston. This was, of course, the fort that protected Charleston. And in December of 1860, right after the election, once Lincoln had won, South Carolina, the state we're in right now, led the move to secede from the Union. And then I believe 7 or 8 southern states followed. So from December to February 1st of 1861, December 1860 to February 1st, those 8 states would succeed and form the Confederate States of the U.S., which set the stage for what happened here in April of 1861, where this fort, of course, was Union held. Lincoln refused to acknowledge the Confederate States, claimed it was illegal to secede from the Union, and they raised their army up and showed up here April of 1861, gave the warning the day before to surrender the fort, and he of course refused. So at 4:30 the next morning they started the artillery bombardment of this fort, and if you can see where the walls are, and then that red mark on the flagpole, that was the level the walls were. So you can see there's about a 20 to 25 foot difference there, where those walls were broken down by cannon fire, and just over time now they've gone even lower. But yeah, it was pretty intense, and for 3 days they bombarded this fort until finally they surrendered. What's funny is that in those 3 days there was no casualties. Amazingly, that the artillery, over the 4 years, there was 44,000 rounds of artillery went into the walls of this fort. So it was pretty impressive.
The question of the credibility and the authority of South Carolina as well. They're trying to prove that they have what it takes to stand up as a country and to fight for their independence if they have to. But how on earth is anyone going to believe them if they can't remove 85 men from their own territory? Moreover, they gave this island to the federal government to build Sumter on top of it. They want it back. The federal government believes it is theirs no less than the Carolinians do. They refuse to give it up, and Anderson will not leave without orders. This sets the scene for April 12th when that first shot is fired.
Some of the artifacts from the fort, since it was excavated long after the war. That's cool. Wow, that's a big one. Pretty cool. That's pretty big. That's pretty big. God. And that's the stuff that's going through those walls. That's insane. That's assuming it didn't blow up on impact. It's amazing. Wow, that's crazy. And then bounce up. Yeah. We were already geniuses back then. It's our first Confederate flag that flew over the fort. It was before they had the actual Confederate flag. It was just the South Carolina flag. Yeah, they would have had to be. Wow. That's how the fort looked. And that's where we went in today. It's the 1-to-1 scale. It's amazing. This would have to be 3 times this size. This is like a drone shot. I got my drone shot. That's amazing. This fort actually used to hold 650 soldiers. Wow. That is a lot of people in a very small area. Those are cool. Baby cannons. I used to collect these when I was a kid. I think I still have a bunch of them somewhere. Probably even this one. It's pretty neat. I love those old looking documents. Eagly. Eagly. You have a dog named Doggy? Is your daughter named Daughtery? Those are cool. Oh, that's cool. It's kind of a twist on the, you can actually mix the ink and sign it with the quill pen. Now that's pretty cool. I used to collect those documents when I was a kid. Every museum we went to, I probably had like 3 of the Declaration of Independence, all that. That's pretty cool. You can actually mix the ink up. That's awesome. Yeah, let's do it. Hells yeah, bruh. That would be. So, the morning after the onslaught here of artillery fire, the first shot from the Union side was returned by Abner Doubleday, who was second in command here. And he's an important historical figure. He would go on to have a major role in Gettysburg with General Meade. But his real claim to fame is after he died, the story started going around that he invented baseball when he was a kid in Cooperstown, New York. He was there for school, and that story was completely debunked later, but it got so much momentum from like 1915 to 1930 that it became a fact. It became all part of the history books, and now there's Doubleday Field there in Cooperstown, but that's also the reason that the Baseball Hall of Fame is there. So he didn't actually invent baseball, but he is attributed as the father of baseball, plus being a major Civil War figure. So he's a pretty interesting historical figure. If you'd like to listen to me talk more about Doubleday in the Cooperstown episode, I'll link to that right up here. I go into some more in-depth conversation about it, so check it out. These are all the old cannon turret holes. I have to assume some of these holes are from the actual artillery fire. Ridiculous. Look at that thing. That's a cool shot. I'm guessing these are the guns he was talking about, had that 4-mile range. Wow. What's really cool is they would be up there and shoot, and they'd right all the way back, and if you were standing behind it, you were dead.
Hey, did you say you wanted a cheeseburger? You wanted a hamburger?
Whoosh. Just disintegrate. Oh my God, can you imagine? Like there's no, like I'm surprised it didn't shake the bricks apart. Like all these guns going off in like succession, that would be like you wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't be able to hear anything. Right. God, that would have been deafening. Yeah, really. Well, the gorge. Early shelling. It got obliterated over here. Oh, obliterated. Man. Yeah, impressive. Wow. Look at those walls about to fall over. They got it propped up. Ooh, you can really smell how old this place is. I don't know what it was about that breeze. Maybe it's the mildew or something, but you can smell how old it is in here. Wow. It's pretty neat. Through the little armored doors. Look at those, dude. You just walk right across?
Yeah.
Well, that was highly enjoyable. If you like Civil War history, as I am a great lover of, you should come see this. It's definitely one of those places that you don't really know how long it's going to last. I mean, it looks like it's lasting forever, but it's deteriorating every year due to climate change and a lot of other factors. So it's one of those things you need to come see now while it's still here. You can feel that history in it. It's pretty awesome. So. Well, we enjoyed our visit to Fort Sumter. That's the USS Yorktown right behind us. You can tour that as well for a small fee. There's actually several different military ship museums right on this point. This is called Patriots Point right here in Mount Pleasant, right across from Charleston, South Carolina. And highly recommend all of it. It's very cool, educational, historical tours. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye now.